Hi, I'm Oliver Willekens, a data engineer and instructor in this field at Data-Minded. In companies today, people are trying to extract value from the tons of data they're gathering. They're doing this in an environment called the data platform, which is the start of our journey to create robust data pipelines. While working through this course, you will learn how to ingest data into the data platform using the very modular Singer specification, the common data cleaning operations, simple transformations using PySpark, how and why to test your code, and how to get your Spark code automatically deployed on a cluster. These are the skills you will be able to apply in a wide variety of situations. And because of that, it's important that you standardize the approach. You'll see how we do this. Note that there is a lot to be said about each of these topics, too much to fit into one DataCamp course. This course is only an introduction to data engineering pipelines. Many modern organizations are becoming aware of just how valuable the data they collected is. Internally, the data is becoming more and more democratized. It is being made accessible to almost anyone within the company, so that new insights can be generated. Also, on the public-facing side, companies are making more and more data available to people in the form of, for example, public APIs. The genesis of the data is with the operational systems, such as streaming data collected from various Internet of Things devices, or web session data from Google Analytics or some sales platform. This data has to be stored somewhere so that it can be processed at later times. Nowadays, the scale of the data and velocity at which it flows has led to the rise of what we call the data lake. The data lake comprises several systems and is typically organized in several zones. The data that comes from the operational systems, for example, ends up in what we call the landing zone. This zone forms the basis of truth. It is always there and is the unaltered version of the data as it was received. The process of getting data into the data lake is called ingestion. People build various kinds of services on top of this data lake, like predictive algorithms and dashboards for A/B tests of marketing teams. Many of these services apply similar transformations to the data. To prevent duplication of common transformations, data from the landing zone gets cleaned and stored in the clean zone. We'll see in the next chapter what is typically meant by clean data. Finally, per use case, some special transformations are applied to this clean data. For example, predicting which customers are likely to churn is a common business use case. You would apply a machine learning algorithm to a dataset composed of several clean datasets. This domain-specific data is stored in the business layer. To move data from one zone to another and transform it along the way, people build data pipelines. The word comes from the similarity of how liquids and gases flow through pipelines. In this case, it's just data that flows. The pipelines can be triggered by external events, like files being stored in a certain location, on a time schedule, or even manually. Usually, the pipelines that handle data in large batches are triggered on a schedule, like overnight. We call these pipelines extract, transform, and load pipelines, or ETL pipelines in short. There are typically many pipelines existing. To keep a good oversight, these are triggered by tools that provide many benefits to the operators. We'll be inspecting one such tool, the popular Apache Airflow, in the last chapter. Good! Now that you have a high-level overview of the data platform, let's see how we can use it.